another in the first round, or sort of a classic 5 round back and forth? What do you think is more likely between you and Max?
Olhando para o estilo de vocês, o que que você acha que é mais provável de acontecer? Um nocaute no primeiro round, seja para qual lado for, ou porra, um clássico de 5 rounds?
Cara, na realidade, eu acho que os 5 rounds ele não chega. Eu sou um cara que procura o tempo inteiro, eu caço o tempo inteiro, é isso que eu quero fazer. Eu tenho nem sei quantas lutas, mas eu sei que eu tenho 4 lutas que são na decisão. Então eu não quero acrescentar mais uma na decisão. Ou eu vou nocautear, ou eu vou finalizar. Eu vou procurar isso o tempo inteiro.
Man, I don't think he's going to make it 5 rounds. I'm a guy who's always looking to finish the fight. I'm a guy who's always looking to end it. And I think I have, what, 4 decisions in my career. I'm not looking to add a fifth one. So I really think that I'm going to be able to finish the fight before the fifth round.
And then you're on the mic. Do we hear the name Conor McGregor out of you at all on post fight?
Yeah, we see what happens. First things first. Like, how much times I always tell you this. How much times we see guys talking about the future, and they kind of forget about the fight in front of them, and then they fall straight on their ass. So at the end of the day, bro, Charles is a killer. He deserves and is getting all my respect and all my attention. But after this, bro, there's so much. I have history with the interim title in our weight class. I have history with the undisputed title holder in our weight class. And then what you said, Conor McGregor, I have the BMF title, and the last time I checked, the BMF title was at 170 before. So we see what happens, we see what happens. If it's I just gotta go out there and, like you said, make a moment. If I can make a moment, imagine a 300 moment all over again. Holy shit, you know what I mean? The world is ours. So that's what I'm gonna go out for. I'm gonna go out there, try and make a moment, and try and show everybody who I am, remind people who I am.
This coming Saturday, guys, Max Holloway is going to be taking on Charles Oliveira in a clash that's 11 years in the making. 11 years in the making, guys. It's happening. All of this is happening at UFC 326 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this Saturday, March 7th, and it's for the BMF title. Bad Mofo title. This is going to be a doozy, guys. There's a lot of people weighing in about this. You saw a couple little clips on Oliveira and Holloway speaking about their upcoming match. And then I got another teaser one for you. Alexander Volkanovski weighs in on the Holloway-Oliveira match. And I'm going to play that for you a little bit later. But this is going to be a great card, guys. UFC 326 is stacked and loaded, right? So we have the lightweight bout that I just alluded to for the BMF title, Holloway versus Oliveira. And then you have the co-main event. Co-main event is going to be Barallo versus RDR. Guys, this is one that could have easily been a main event as well, too, right? You got Brazil and Holland. They're going to be going at it. This is going to be an amazing match. I can't wait to watch this one. And then you have a bantamweight bout between Rob Font and Raul Rojas Jr. And then he got Drew Dober versus who's Dober fighting? Michael Johnson. Yeah, so this is another one that I wanted to watch as well too. This is also a lightweight bout, and then you also have a middleweight bout between Gregory Rodriguez and Bruno Ferreira, guys, and that's the main card. That's going to be good. Actually, that first fight between Rodriguez and Ferreira, that's Brazil versus Brazil. So that's going to be pretty good. Then you got the prelims. That's going to start around 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So this is going to be good, guys. I'm just looking at some of the prelims as well, too. Jai Long is going to be fighting. He's going to be taking on Gebrandt. Dante Johnson versus Brundage. That's a middleweight bout, but these guys look big. Tercios, Montez. Yeah, there's some really, really good fights, guys. I think overall, this card's going to be very, very successful. I can't wait to hear all the feedback on it. Now, I want to talk about these guys. I want to talk about Oliveira and I want to talk about Holloway because there's been a lot of buzz going on about these guys. I mean, look, 30 fights, 14 years, only one man has ever seriously tried to submit Max Holloway. And this Saturday at UFC 326, guys, he is going to be facing probably the most dangerous submission artist in the UFC history, right? This is not a joke. Oliveira and Holloway are two artists. Um, their art is MMA fighting. These guys are so talented, they're next level athletes. And so when these guys fought the first time, it was absolutely bonkers. Okay, these guys bring chaos, they bring intrigue, they bring excitement. These guys, when these guys fight, these guys fight. These guys come to the octagon ready, locked, and loaded. They don't hold anything back. These guys are not the kind of guys that are going to come in and just do half a performance and, you know, I'm not feeling that good today. I'm feeling a little tired. I'm not going to give it my all. No, these guys give it 100%, 1000%. They put it all on the line. They don't leave anything behind. So therefore, there's going to be no ambiguity in this one. This is going to be straight up a big showdown. All right. And the great thing is he got the BMF title. And this fight is not about, like, this fight isn't going to be necessarily all about violence. I mean, you're going to see a very, very technical fight, okay? But it's going to be loaded with a lot of chaos, all right? The question really is going to come down to is whether Holloway's anti-submission aura, I guess if you want to call it that, is finally going to be shattered. Because Holloway he's a bloody genius, guys. This guy, his octagon, his cage IQ is so next level. It hurts just thinking about it. Okay, he's a dangerous walking machine. He's a walking lethal weapon. That's what he is. He's fully registered and licensed himself. This guy doesn't need to carry guns and ammo. He is the gun. All right. The crazy thing about all this is Arman Tsarukyan is also in the mix, and he just spoke out. He said that he wants to fight the winner out of Oliveira and Holloway for the BMF title. You know, that's crazy. That's really, really crazy. And he was talking about Ilya. He said, this guy, Ilya Topuria, he fights once a year. He goes, I'm not that young where I got all that time to wait. But if they give me a BMF title match, that would be great too. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of people watching this fight. You know, a lot of people who have their eyes on Oliveira and Holloway. But it looks like Arman Tsarukyan is going to be watching intently. So it's crazy. Right, so 11 years in the making, guys. It's finally going to happen. When Holloway and Oliveira actually first fought, I believe Holloway was only like 22 years old, right? And at that time, Oliveira was making a name for himself as a submission machine. And now, Holloway is a future Hall of Famer. Oliveira, don't get me wrong. This guy holds a record for probably the most submission wins in UFC history, hands down. Nobody can even touch this guy. But I mean, when you're looking ahead, right? These guys are going to try to score as many points as they can, and Holloway is going to try to bring Oliveira down to the ground pretty quick. He's going to try to watch for those early takedowns. So I'm curious to see Oliveira's takedown defense. I want to see how good he does there, because he's going to want to stand and bang, obviously. I mean, like, let's be real. That probably is the smartest thing that he could do. I wouldn't try to take Holloway down at his game. But I mean, if this does end up in a striking contest, then Oliveira wins this. I mean, here's what a lot of people don't realize about this fight, guys, right? And the thing is that there's only been one fighter in UFC history, guys, that seriously tried to attempt to take down Holloway. Submit Holloway. and that was Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a machine. That first attempt came in Holloway's debut, guys, a triangle armbar. And Max was just like, he was just 20 years old. He lost. But since then, 30 UFC fights, guys. There's some people who don't even get past 2, don't even get past 3 or 4 fights in a career, and then they're out. Holloway's done 30 UFC fights. Jose Aldo, Brian Ortega, all right, Yair Rodriguez, Justin Gaethje. These guys are elite grapplers, elite finishers. Look what Justin Gaethje just did to Paddy the Baddy. Right? I mean, everyone written off Justin Gaethje saying he's too old, he's beyond, he's past his prime, he's an old guy. This is all Paddy's world now. Paddy came in there beaming with confidence, guys, beaming with confidence. And Gaethje just dismantled him. I like Paddy. I think he's a heck of a fighter. He just, you know, it's unfortunate. Sometimes these fighters just have off nights. He had an off night. He actually looked unwell. I'm wondering if he had the flu or he was sick or he was fighting some kind of infection. I don't know. But he looked off. But at the end of the day, a W is a W, man. And Justin Gaethje had the W. And now his name is being thrown in the mix against a possible showdown with Ilia Topuria. Because Justin Gaethje won the interim lightweight title. He doesn't want that. He wants to be the lightweight champion. But that belonged to Ilia Topuria. I want to see these guys fight. But then Arman, who just came off a beautiful, beautiful win over Dan Hooker, UFC 300. And Arman's like, what about me? He's pissed that he feels that he was snubbed by the UFC. He feels that he didn't get the opportunity that he wanted. And now he's gunning for an opportunity. My only concern is that melee that happened in the RAF 06 wrestling bout between him and Pulis. I mean, Arman won 5-3, and what does he do? He goes in, punches a guy, gives him a knee. All hell breaks loose. Everyone jumps into the ring. Covington was there too. You had guys like Sean O'Malley and some others just kind of on ring. So, I mean, antics like that might go against Arman. There may be some repercussions coming and following that. So if Arman wants an opportunity to fight, he's gotta earn it. He's got to be a little bit more professional. All right. I like Arman. I think Arman's pretty cool. I've been watching his you know, the streams, the kick streams and stuff like that with him, you know, teaming up with like Neon, Aiden Ross. He's very entertaining. Nina, you know, very, very entertaining guy. But yeah. Look, Holloway is the kind of guy that he just doesn't really defend takedowns. He discourages grappling. He throws up like opportunistic Kimuras and like he likes to scramble a lot, and he forces fighters to really think twice about, you know, about what they're going to do next. He's a very psychological, technical kind of fighter. Right? Look at I mean, Ortega. I was just talking about Ortega, right? I mean, this guy's like T-City himself, man. I mean, probably one of the slickest triangle artists in MMA history. That's why they call him T-City. 0 submission events. I mean, attempts. Sorry, Cole Miller, 15 submission wins in his career and nothing. Cole got nothing on Holloway. What about Bermudez, guys? Right? High submission attempt rate than Ortega did. Still no threat. See, fighters don't shoot on Holloway because it's exhausting, it's risky, and most often the case it's pointless, guys. Like, what are you going to say? The guy is a bona fide Hall of Famer. He's done what he had to do. He's, whatever he needs to say, he says it in the octagon, and he usually wins that debate every time. That's part of his greatness. That's part of Holloway's legacy. So the problem is Charles Oliveira is not just another grappler. He's not just good on the ground. I mean, the guy, Oliveira averages 2.6 submission attempts within 15 minutes. Okay, that's pretty damn good. But that's one full attempt more per round than any other grappler that Holloway has ever faced, right? He's got 18 submission wins, the most in UFC history, guys. He submitted Michael Chandler, the first guy to ever do it. First guy to ever do it. Oliveira's a beast. You remember when he submitted Anthony Pettis? Probably one of only 3 maybe to have ever pulled it off. Those are UFC stats, guys, right? And if Dustin Poirier, like a striker, Dustin Poirier's a striker first, was able to drop Holloway and attempt to guillotine. What happens when a pure submission assassin gets hold of some of those opportunities? He's going to create moments. They're going to create moments, he or she. And when that happens, those are going to be moments that are going to be talked about forever. So look, Oliveira's just as dangerous on the ground as he is standing up and banging. But he wants to stand and bang. And let's say he does that. He does that if the fight starts to get out of hand, if it starts to get a little chaotic. But if Holloway's volume starts to push Oliveira backwards, then guys like Charles is the kind of guy that's going to pull guard, or he's going to, I don't know, he's going to start to scramble or something, man, because then next thing you know, you've got potentially dangerous submissions that are lurking. And I don't know, if Oliveira gets the upper hand on this one, Holloway could be in a little bit of trouble. Both of these fighters getting a little older. As you get older, your timing gets off a little bit. You're not the same dude that you once were. Just remember, guys, this is 11 years in the making. These guys already fought once. They kind of know, they never forget. Fighters will never forget their opponents. I mean, these guys could go years and years and years without fighting and seeing their opponents. But as soon as they see each other, as soon as they're within the vicinity, they know what to do. It's almost like, just that memory just comes out of nowhere. Oliveira doesn't need to control to be able to finish Holloway. All right. Both Oliveira and Holloway are fighters that like to live in chaos. All right. And they thrive in chaos. They do. So at the end of the day, both of these guys are going to come in completely jacked on adrenaline. And one of these guys is going to get neutralized very quickly Saturday night, guys, at the T-Mobile Arena. And it's going to happen. The main event, 2 guys go in, 1 guy's coming out the victor. 1 guy's going to come out the BMF champion. All right? There's going to be defensive mastery versus offensive extremity. Whatever. If Holloway wins this, guys, it could potentially solidify himself as having one of the greatest anti-submission fights. No. I'm not going to say that, because I honestly, I don't, when I see a guy like Holloway, I really don't know what he's going to come to, like when Holloway is going to take on a guy like Oliveira, what do you do? I mean, you probably have to walk in there with so many different plays, so many different strategies because he can't just go in with the 1 or 2, 3 strategy against a guy like Oliveira. And I'm talking not only just for Oliveira, but Oliveira for Holloway as well too. These guys are seasoned. These guys know what's up. They know every trick in the book. They know every nook and cranny and space in the octagon. So it's going to be interesting. If Holloway wins this one, this is going to cement his legacy in MMA history, guys. I mean, he's already done it. He's a future Hall of Famer. And if Oliveira submits him, then yeah, Oliveira could potentially go down as probably one of the most dangerous finishers in the UFC ever. So there's a lot of legacy pressure, guys, on both sides. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. My stance on all this, guys, honestly, if Oliveira truly stands and bangs, there's a strong chance he could come out of there the victor. But if he slips up, then Holloway wins this. I want to see Charles Oliveira at his best Saturday night. I want to see him completely chaotic, reckless. I want him to feel that hunger. I want him to come in absolutely motivated to destroy. So the question really comes down to is, which Oliveira are we going to see? Are we going to see Oliveira? Or are we going to see Charles Oliveira? Guys, there's 2 different Oliveiras here. One guy's going to stand and bang, and one guy's going to be hitting the mat. And one guy might be able to pull off both. But you have to understand, man, Holloway brings a lot of experience. He's no pushover opponent. He's got something to say. He's got something. He doesn't need any, but he's got nothing to prove. Just remember that. Nothing to prove. He's proved it. So Saturday night is not about who's necessarily tougher. It's about who imposes hurt the quickest. So anyways, guys, that's my take. It's going to be a great card, guys. I mean, between the main event and the main event, I mean, that alone, like, I'm not even going to leave my seat, guys. RDR is back, and he's going to be taking on Barallo. Wow. Good fights, guys. There's some good fights, but let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know who do you have winning in this one. Is there any other fight on the main card or the prelims that kind of piques your interest? I'd love to hear all about it, guys. So please smash a like and subscribe. Hit the notification so you guys never miss a beat. And I look forward to chatting with you guys pretty soon. So anyways, I have another great video coming for you guys tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great night.
I think Max Holloway gets the win. Can he get a finish? 100%. I think he can. And you know what? I'm gonna go with a finish for Max. I'm gonna go with a finish. I think it's a chaos early. You might see Charles have moments, but I think you start to see that change quite a bit. I think you start to see Max being very effective. I think Charles might, a lot of people want to say, oh, he quits. They used to say that this was the case. And then people were saying, no, he's not that guy anymore. And I'm not saying he was ever that guy. I'm just saying that, some people, his style is 100%. You can't do that forever. With Max Holloway, you go 100%. Now he is gonna get you tired. And he's one guy that knows how to capitalize on someone being tired. If he sees you tired, he's going to make you pay more and more and more, and he can definitely mentally and physically break you down.